In this video, we'll learn how to use some neat Excel functions that let us do conditional sums and conditional averages. So SUMIF lets us do, like COUNTIF did, a conditional count on one criteria. SUMIF lets us do a conditional sum on one criteria. SUMIFs lets us do conditional sums on multiple criteria. AVERAGEIF lets us do a conditional average on one criteria. AVERAGEIFS lets us do a conditional average on more than one criteria. The file we'll be working with is Makeup 2007. So what we've got here is some girls. My daughter's name is Jen. I first started writing Excel materials in 2003 when she was in 7th grade, and these were her best friends in middle school. And so we have a name column, which has the name of the people, the women, now women. We have the date column. We have the product column. We have the units sold column and the dollars column. So suppose we want to know how much each girl sold. Well, that would mean add up the dollars column if we want dollars, if the name column matches the girl's name. And we can do that with a SUMIF because there's a single criteria. So I go to the function wizard. I go to all. I type SUMIF. Okay. So what happens here, okay, range and criteria are just like COUNTIF. Sum range is what I want to add up. So if I hit F3, I could say dollars. We've named all these columns. And then the range would be the name, and then I would point to the woman's name. And what the way you read that is, if the name is Emily, you add up the dollars column. And if you copy that down, you find out what each girl or woman sold. Now let's look at some other examples of the sum issue. How many units are returned? Well, return is a negative number. So I want to add up every negative number in the units column. So that says, so the way I would do that would be add up if the units column is less than 0, add the units column, put a minus sign in front of it to make it positive. How many dollars were sold in 2005 or later? So the range would be the date column, and it would be greater than equal to New Year's Day 2005. So if the date is greater than equal to New Year's Day 2005 in quotes, add up the dollars column. How many units of lip gloss were sold? So that would be a SUMIF. If the product is lip gloss, you need that in quotes because it's text. If you refer to it in a cell, you don't need the quotes. Add up the units column. How many dollars of lip gloss were sold? Just change units to dollars. Dollars not sold by Jen. That means if the name is not equal to Jen, remember the less than or greater than trick. Add up the dollars column. Okay, well now we get, sorry. So now we get to two of these here that are different. We can't do them with SUMIF. Dollars of lipstick sold by Jen. Every time Jen is in the name column and lipstick's in the product column, add up the dollars column. Okay, that's a SUMIFs because there's multiple criteria. So I go to SUMIFs. So the range I want to add up will be the dollars column. And then the first criteria, there can be up to 256 of these. Let's say name. I don't need quotes, and it's not case sensitive around the Jen. And then I would do F3 here, product, and I can type lipstick, and that should work. So it says add up the dollars column. The name is Jen and the product is lipstick. Let's do an AVERAGEIFS. AVERAGEIF is very similar. Average number of units of lipstick sold by Zara. Now how does that work? Every time in the name column we see Zara, in the product column we see lipstick, I want to average the units column. So that's multiple criteria. That would be an AVERAGEIFS. Okay, so how does that work? I go to the function wizard. I type as fast as I can, average, if S. Okay, so the range I want to average in this case is units, F3 units. The first criteria range could be the name, and we'll say the name is Zerit. And then the second criteria range would be product, lipstick. So every time the name is Zerit and the product is lipstick, that means add up how many rows there are, add up the total lipstick units that were sold in the rows where Zerit sold lipstick, and divide by the number of rows. It's really a SUMIF S divided by a COUNTIF S. Now a quick check of these formulas. Average units of lipstick sold by Zerit when units is greater than or equal to 50. So average the units column. If the name is Zerit, the product is lipstick, and the units is greater than or equal to 50. How many lipstick dollars were sold in transactions where at least $100 were involved, sold by Jen? SUMIF S, the dollars column, if the name is Jen, product is lipstick, and the dollars is greater than or equal to 100. How many dollars were sold of lipstick by Jen in transactions that were less than 100? Add up the dollars column. If his name is Jen, the product is lipstick, and the dollars is less than 100. Average number of units by Jen. Take every row where Jen sold something, add up all the units, and divide by how many rows. It's a SUMIF divided by a COUNTIF. So that would say average the name column. Okay, sorry, the name, yeah. Average if, actually, the criteria goes last that you're averaging. When you have average if S or SUMIF S, the calculated column goes first, which is sort of strange. Okay, so here it says, if the name is Jen, average the units column. That's a SUMIF divided by a COUNTIF. These are very useful, and we'll show you that they really come into their own when you copy formulas involving these functions in the next video.